Cars. For some of us, they're just transportation, and for others, a source of pride, accomplishment, and/or adrenaline. My journey with the automotive world began when I was very young, and only amplified as I got older, with shows like Top Gear being my main source of entertainment.
It's called the Sesto Elemento, Italian for sixth element. And in the periodic table, that sixth element is carbon, which is no coincidence because this thing is made from little else. The prop shaft, the suspension, even the wheel rims are all forged from carbon. And the body is made from a revolutionary blend of plastic and carbon jointly developed by Lamborghini and Boeing.
I loved learning about the ins and outs of the cars and how certain vehicles would match up against other vehicles in their respective classes. I was into your typical group of cars: exotic, muscle, and of course, JDM. However, my only love for JDM extended through the games that I played, for instance, like Need for Speed Underground 2, where I learned to fall in love with the Nissan Skyline, as well as the Supra. However, I didn't know that my respect and love for Japanese cars would be drastically increased with one classic car show. In 1998, the anime world was gifted with a high-octane racing series that would leave a lasting impact on the genre: Initial D. Based on the manga by Shuichi Shigeno, Initial D follows the story of Takumi Fujiwara, a high school student who becomes an expert street racer in the mountains of Japan.
Hot diggity dog! This place is magnificent.
What made Initial D stand out was its unique blend of fast-paced action, memorable characters, and a killer Eurobeat soundtrack. In this video, we'll explore what makes Initial D such an iconic show, and why it's still beloved by not only car enthusiasts, but fans around the world. The world of Initial D is a fascinating one. Set in the winding mountain roads of Gunma Prefecture, the series' attention to detail when it comes to cars and racing culture is impressive. even if they do look like something you would see out of a PlayStation 2 game. But regardless of that, moving on. The show's creators even consulted with real-life street racers to make sure that the racing scenes were as realistic as possible. Which, if you didn't know, toge racing is a form of racing where two cars are placed on a narrow road and must race to a certain destination. Sometimes it can take place in mountains, other times on other types of roads. This level of authenticity helped to create a world that felt lived in and believable, which in turn made the racing scenes all that more exciting.
Yes! This is what I live for. This is the kind of thing that really gets my blood pumping. I've been waiting a long time for a good battle. All right, kid. Time to cut you loose. Follow this!
Fujiwara Tofu Shop, how can I help you? Well, what a surprise. Yours was about the last voice I expected to hear.
It's good to talk to you, too. Is that how you greet an old friend you haven't talked to in ages? You know, the other day, you passed me on your way back from a delivery. I signaled you, but you blew right by me like I was nobody.
Real sorry to disappoint you, but that wasn't me.
Had to be. It was your 8-6.
Okay, you caught me. It was my car that you saw, but I wasn't the one driving it at the time. My son Takami's delivering tofu to the hotels now.
Wait, what did you say? Since when?
I guess about 5 years now.
That kid's been running deliveries for you since he was in the 7th grade?
One of the most memorable aspects of Initial D is its cast of characters. From Takami's stoic demeanor to the flamboyant personality of rival racer Ryusuke Takahashi. Each character is unique and memorable. The relationships between the characters are also a highlight of the series, with Takami's strained but loving relationship with his father Bunta adding an emotional depth to the show. Oh, and let's not forget that Bunta, Takami's father, is a drift god and an absolute legend in downhill racing.
Oh crap, here comes the corner. That's amazing entry speed. I can feel the G-forces diagonally behind me. Bunta, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Huh? Nothing. I'm just in the mood for a smoke.
Then who's steering the car? You're not even watching the road! Oh no!
Not too bad. Okay, time to get serious.
The character's passion for racing is infectious, and it's hard not to root for Takami and his friends as they go up against rival racers from other towns. The art style captures this level of authenticity well, with its amazing artistry that came with the first season. I'm not saying that the later seasons look bad at all, but you can just tell that there was a lot of passion and effort put into the characters, background, and the car models, which is a trend with older anime in the 90s, and which is why I love this older art style. And it's also called cell shading. Now, cell shading is a very difficult process, especially back then, because it was very time consuming as well as expensive. But, call me crazy, but I just love that this has a pleasing aesthetic and an overall warm feeling to it. Of course, no discussion of Initial D would be complete without mentioning the series' iconic soundtrack. I mean, come on, what's a video without mentioning the music? It's like having pizza without cheese. And yes, if you didn't hear the Running in the 90s song, which is memed to hell at this point, yes, to answer your question, it does come from this show. But I might upset a little bit of people right now, especially the Initial D fan base, when I say, when I first started watching this show, I didn't like the music, like, at all.
What country you from? What?
However, hang on. As I started to watch the show more and enjoy the show, the soundtrack became a really, really just great add-on to the show, and I really began to love it. And now, I kind of just torture my friends anytime I'm riding with them and I really want to drive fast.
You tripping, bro. You tripping.
And I know I'm reiterating myself, especially when I'm talking about the soundtrack, but damn it, the more I watched the show, the more and more I fell in love with it. And they perfectly capture the feeling of racing down a mountain road at breakneck speeds, and also, if you're on the highway, you know, you kind of get that lead foot feeling. But seriously, it's no wonder that the show's music has become so iconic, with fans still listening to the soundtrack today, including many people like me.
Nice driving, Chief, but after 2 corners, you won't even be a speck in my rearview mirror. Oh, is that an 8.6? You're kidding me!
Are you sure it's all right to drop you off in this neighborhood?
Yeah, it'll be fine. That's my house right across the street. You said this was a pretty junky ride you just used for your dad's work, but I actually like it. It runs really good and it's small and kind of cute, like you. What kind of car is it anyway?
A Trueno.
A Trueno? Well, we should go for a spin again sometime. I had a really great time with you today, Takumi. I'll give you a call later, okay?
Did you hear that, girl? She called us cute.
Hey, this can't be the one. It just looks like an ordinary 8.6. Early GT Apex, totally stock except for the fog lights.
Thank you for your business!
You know, when I went back and I watched this show, because I've heard so many great things about it, I didn't think it was going to hold up. And it's a classic that I can proudly say still holds up today. If you can forgive the old animation and sometimes the old 3D computer graphics, it's still a show I think many of you will enjoy. Its blend of racing action, memorable characters, and a killer soundtrack make it a must-watch for anyone interested in the genre. I highly encourage anyone listening or even watching this video just to give the first season a watch, and I think you'll find something to like. Is it corny? Yes. Can it be cheesy? Yes. But this is a show that has a lot of passion, a lot of heart, and damn it, it still holds up to this day. And whether you're a fan of cars, anime, or just great storytelling in general, Initial D is a series that's sure to leave a lasting impression on anyone that watches the show.
Oh, this is so freaking embarrassing, man! Why are we the only 2 losers up here without a car?